Yo, what's up everyone? It's your boy CrispPurpose, back at it again with another Gems of War top 5 video for you guys. So as before, we've reached the last rarity right here. We're going to be covering the top 5 underrated mythic troops. Now let's go over it. In the number 5 slot we have right here, it might be a controversial pick, it is Yasmines Chosen. Yasmines Chosen is a divine fae from the Forest of Thorns kingdom. It has a 21 mana cost of purple, green, and brown. Yasmines Chosen is a very useful troop. Why? There's so much synergy with this troop right here. The mana color, what it does for its spell, and so many other troops in the game that you can actually use very well with Yasmines Chosen, right? Yasmines Chosen's spell is Spirit of Nature. Deal 81 scatter damage, boosted by entangled enemies. Create 10 green gems. Now that right there, there's a lot of usefulness there because it's going to be putting green gems on the board. There's so many other troops that put green gems on the board. Queen Beatrix, Gob Truffle, and many other troops as well that explode green and get an extra turn. A lot of goblins, a lot of good things that you can actually use with this troop right here. As well, its traits actually synergize well with its spell. It has for its traits Nature Spirit, gain 1 magic for each green ally. Arcane, gain 1 magic when an ally casts a spell. And Wild Vines, entangle a random enemy when matching green. So imagine any green gem, 3-way, 4-way, 5-way. You're going to be getting entanglement on the enemy team. Now I decided to go with this team setup right here with Box Rider up front, entangling as well. In his spell, he has tangling, inflict entanglement when dealing skull damage, 33% skull damage reduction with that bark skin, and he's going to be destroying gems as a mana generator on the team and entangling a random enemy. So a lot of entanglement on the entire enemy team. Now some players might say, why not use Elementalist Era class? You can as well if you want to use it with this team. If you don't, want to do that, you can do this. You know what I mean? You're leveling a different class. Maybe you're working on Archer or Barbarian or Warden or Shaman. Those are all green classes in which they have a green storm. You can use this team setup with those for Explore 12. Now I have the Doomed Club right here because why? This is going to be dealing damage to all enemies like Yasmines Chosen with that scatter damage, and then it's going to be entangling, not entangling, but converting those green gems into Doom Skulls, right? And if the enemy has a Doom, it will create 5 more, and it will gain 3 mana for each brown enemy. Leprechaun is going to be here at the bottom of the team, having his nature link and exploding those green gems, and Yasmines Chosen is going to be the most protected spot in the 3rd slot on the team. The banner that I'm using here is the Mushroom banner from the Amanatrax faction. It's a +2 green, +1 brown, minusing red banner. No red troops on my team right here, so that makes sense. The class I decided to go with is the Archer Hero class for the 50% start. In addition, it will have the Hunter's Mark, Hunter's Mark a random enemy on 4 or 5 of a kind, and of course the Root Trap, so you see Entanglement again, and Nature's Aura, and the Wall of Vines, and yeah, that's the most that's notable about this team. Yeah, so let's try this one out. We're at Explore 12, and we're in Golvania. I'm using Pure Magic on this one to give my Box Rider as much gem destruction as possible. Let's go ahead and cast our Leprechaun, get Box Rider powered up, cast Box Rider, power up the entire team, and we're just going to cast our Yasmines Chosen as much as we prefer. We're going to be entangling them, and hopefully we can create some alignment for her. But as I said before, this is just looping over and over again. We're entangling them, and when we want, we can just go right ahead and skull hit them. And if they take those skulls, doesn't really matter, right? Because there's nothing much they can do because they're entangled every which way. And there we go. We got our troops powered up again. Let's whack them. There we go. Right? Pretty potent team. Yasmines Chosen makes sure it works very well. We have an entanglement at the start, entanglement on Box Rider, entanglement from Yasmines Chosen. And if you want as well, you can put the Elemental Seer class on this. You know, there's no set way to do it, but Yasmines Chosen is a definite pick as an underrated mythic troop in the number 5 spot. So let's move on to the number 4 most underrated mythic troop. Number 4 is Stonehammer. Now, when I started playing the game, Gems of War, way back when, a lot of players were actually very critical of this troop right here. But when I looked at it, I'm like, this troop actually does a lot, right? So Stonehammer is a divine dwarf from the Khazael kingdom. He has a 22 mana cost of brown, blue, and yellow. He has for his spell Ancient Wrath, stun and burn all enemies. Create a mix of 22 red and brown gems. I'm getting my words mixed up here. And gain 56 life. Now, that right there is a unique spell. Why? You're stun burning the entire enemy team. Thus, if there are any enemies that are immune to burn, you will stun them first, and then you're going to be burning them. So that literally, unless they are immune to stun, they're gonna be getting that burn right there, which is a very good setup because you have the Slayer hero class and other triple damage burning hero classes that you can actually synergize with Stonehammer right here. His traits as well are top notch. Now he has Stoneheart, gain 1 life for each brown ally. Um, Fortitude, which means he's immune to stun, poison, disease, lycanthropy, death mark, all that stuff, all that bad stuff cannot affect Stonehammer unless you curse him. And of course, for his final trait, he actually has Unbreakable, which he reduces damage from skulls by 80%. Now, I think Stonehammer is the troop in the game with the highest level of skull damage reduction, 80%, which now is pretty cool. So because he is immune to stun, you'll never get rid of that 80% skull damage reduction. So just in case you're in a team and you want to put this at the top, it's a super tank. It's a super tank, which is very useful. On this team right here, I have the Obsidian Labram. I'm going to be using this on a triple damage burning hero class. I think I have this video of this team on the channel already, so if you want, you can go check that out. Either way, you're going to see me use it right here. On Slayer, I'm using my usual setup of course, Ferocity, Chill of Death, and let me adjust my mic right here. Firestarter, Vengeance, and of course, Bloodthirsty and Fireblade, dealing triple skull damage to burning enemies. Shegra is going to be the main troop for issuing out skull damage here, creating 7 red gems and converting all red gems to skulls. And finally, King Highforge is going to be here simply for his 50% start. Yes, he does have a resummon, but I don't need that. Hopefully, I don't lose my hero, thus I'm able to kill out the enemies real fast. He will give a 50% start to all dwarves, and this is where I must point this out. Slayer is a dwarf class. I don't hear people talking about this enough. Slayer is a dwarf class, thus you're able to 50% start your Slayer with this team setup with the King Highforge, which means if I wanted to, I could literally swap out Stonehammer and put Zul'Gott into that Shegra position. Right, I'm gonna be able to get mana to my Zul'Gott with the Obsidian Labram, and of course I can get mana to it as well with my Stonehammer because he's putting red gems on the board, which the Zul'Gott could pick up. Because as you can see, only Shegra is taking red right here. Every other color is going to these 2 troops at the top. Not worried about Highforge; he's not important. So yeah, let me check my medals here. Let's switch to Anu and 2 seasons to make sure we're very durable at the top. And yeah, let's hop into battle number 2. And that is the number 4 spot on the list, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section of these teams. All right, let's go ahead and get some mana to our troops. But first, we're going to take those skulls off the board. Let's match this right here. And hopefully we get some cascades to power up our weapon. And we did. Let's cast that. Troops are spell ready. Now let's see if we can stun burn them. Got an extra turn, and then we got extra turn, so we can just skull them down right here. If we want to, we can actually wait for alignment for our Shegra because we don't have much. Let's do this. Now let's get the alignment going. Very good, and just like that, that troop at the bottom was immune to Fear, Fire, and Burn, and as you can see, he's dead. Why? We stunned him, right? And yeah, that is the number 4 slot. What is the number 3 slot? Let's check it out, guys. The number 3 most underrated mythic troop is Fairy Godmother. Now, this troop right here is very controversial, but I like it for one main reason: the wishing well. A 50% chance to convert a yellow gem to a wish gem when my turn begins. And we remember what wish gems are. The campaign wasn't that long ago. A wish gem is a particular gem that when you explode it or destroy that gem, It will either give one troop on your team full mana, two troops, three troops, four troops, or your entire team, excuse me, and then the entire enemy team as well. Now that's why it's controversial because some players are like, hell nah, I don't want this thing to backfire on me and end up killing out my troops. But you know, it's worth doing. It's one of the only ways you're going to be able in one turn, right, to give full mana to your entire team. I don't think any other team, any other troop is able to do that. Maybe Thrall, and of course you're going to need a lot of magic to execute that team. On this team right here, you're not going to need that. You're not going to need magic at all to execute this team. So yeah, the spell for Fairy Godmother, I should say, Fairy Godmother is a Fey Goblin from Zaijin. It has a 22 mana cost of red, green, and of course purple mana. The spell is RNG personified, right? it has. The spell is called Wish Granted. It will gain an extra turn, which is good. And then you can either create 2 to 3 Wish Gems or deal 38 damage to all enemies boosted by Wish Gems, or it will give 38 life to all allies boosted by Wish Gems. It's too much RNG for me. Sometimes I'll cast it because, you know, you'll get an extra turn, thus you're able to do something with it. But preferably, nah. I'm just using it for the final trait. It does have spell armor as well. It reduces damage from spells by 25%. I'm using this with a double Zul'Gott setup. I'm sure you guys have seen me use this setup before. There's a video on the channel if you want, you can go check that out. But I'm going to show you right here. I'm using this with the Tome of Wizardry. It's a very good low rarity weapon. This weapon right here is from Merlantis. Should be able to pick this up from completing out the Kingdom quest line for that kingdom. It has in the weapon upgrades shielding and draining. So it will drain 3 mana from the first enemy, and along with that, it will barrier the first ally. It's very good when you're putting skulls on the board to be able to get some type of barrier. Slayer is the class, of course, because I want to deal triple skull damage to those burning enemies with after I cast my Zul'Gott, and it's the usual setup in talents for the class. I'm just going to be targeting down that wish gem, right? Because you know I'm exploding only a gem. Explode a gem, that's the simple spell for the weapon. When you explode a gem, not only will you explode that singular gem, but you'll also explode all 8 gems surrounding it, which allows me to target down those wish gems. So yeah, let me check my medals here. I'm using a season, 2 seasons and an Anu, and I'm in Goldvania. Hopefully I'm able to finish this up real fast. And yeah, as I said before, there's a caveat to this team. You have 2 Zul'Gotts here. You could end up powering up a boss slayer. So for example, Carmilla is right here, and she can get powered up and end up killing off your entire team. But hopefully that doesn't happen, and I can show you how this team actually works out. So we need mana for our weapon here. And Carmilla is almost there. Let's match this, and there we go. Let's get a wish gem on the board, baby. There we go. Got a wish gem. Powered up 1 Zul'Gott. Let's kill Carmina. Very good. So as you can see, we didn't kill the entire enemy team. We have a chance to get mana to our team again. And there we go. We got full mana on all our troops. Let's cast this. We're only killing 1 at a time now. Zul'Gott missing like crazy. But yeah, it still worked out, as you guys can see. And we ended the battle unscathed. Right? So that is the number 3 pick, guys. The Fairy Godmother is the number 3 pick as the 3rd most underrated mythic troop. All right, so now what is why do I have third here? What the hell is this? My mind is somewhere else sometimes when I'm making these teams. Third, this should be third. All right, yeah, that was stupid. All right, let's back out of here and let's get to the number 2 pick on the top 5 most underrated mythic troops. The number 2 pick is the Champion of Guard. Now, this team right here in this troop, of course, a lot of persons might disagree with me, but I'm going to show you why I put this as the number 2 most underrated mythic troop. Now, the Champion Guard is a Sword's Edge human knight, right? It has 20 mana cost of red, green, and yellow. Champion of Guard right here is a superb tank. It has for his spell Mythic Defense. He will gain 90 armor. As a matter of fact, let me switch this off. I need to go to pure magic here because I have Thrall on the team. So he has for his spell, Mythic Defense, he will gain 114 armor. And if there are 13 or more skulls, gain double the armor. Then create a mix of 22 blue and red gems. Now, right there, you see why this is so powerful and such a tank. I can tell you so many times I've played in Sword's Edge going up against this on a mythic fight, and if my troop ends up dying, my main damage dealer, and this is in the top, I might as well quit. Right? Because this thing will keep on getting armor and over again. I'll never end up killing it out. Why it's so potent as well, not only will it be gaining armor, but it has a huge amount of spell damage reduction. So even if you're dealing true damage, you're going to have to hit this troop over and over and over again to get it killed. It has spell block, reduce damage from spells by 50%. It has Aegis as well, reduce damage from skulls by 60%. And it has Blessing of Guard. It will give 1 to all stats on all red allies at the start of each turn. Pretty potent troop. Now, how I'm using this team is that I have a setup here that will work very well with it. I think I showed this off before on a video showing a team that works with every single class in the game. Now, I have as the main damage dealer here is going to be my blade, my Doomed Blade, right? This is going to be dealing damage to all enemies +1 per tempering level, converting red gems into Doom Skulls. We all know these types of weapons. I'm using this because that's exactly what this troop is doing. So my Doom Blade is going to be benefiting from this. This is putting red gems on the board and blue. The Doom Blade is going to be taking in, of course, those blue gems, and then it's going to be converting those red gems into Doom Skulls. Thrall is going to be here for generating mana, and of course, the Ethereal Sentry is going to be here as well. What this is going to be doing is going to take that massive amount of armor that the Champion of Guard is getting, and I'm going to make that all that armor into a buttload of attack, right? So this increases an ally's attack by their armor. It creates a light storm as well, which is okay. Benefits this and, of course, the Champion of Guard. It has spell damage reduction as well and skull damage reduction as well. This is a Hall of Guardians rare, so if you want to go pick up a copy, go right ahead. It's super easy to acquire. The banner that I'm using here is the banner from the Depths of Sin. It is a Banner of Sin, +2 purple, +1 red, minusing brown banner. You can use this with whatever class, as I said before. If you want to use something that's going to give your skulls a little bit more pep in their step, you can go right ahead and pick the Archer Hero class. You can pick, you can even pick Dervish. Let's try out Dervish. Right? We're gonna turn off the storm here. We don't want that brown storm. Let's go for backup, and let's grab that and in the upgrades. And we're gonna have Lightning Strike. Very nice. And yeah, that's the most that's notable right there. Let's go with Dervish. And I said before, I didn't select it or what? All right, there we go. Nice. You can go with Barbarian as well. I was using Barbarian because of the entanglement and all that good stuff, but you can use whatever you guys prefer. Yeah, let's try this one out. Let's see how it works out. So that is the number 2 pick on the top 5 most underrated mythic troops. Now, we need to get mana to our Thrall. First off, it's always the first assignment when you have Thrall on the team. There we go. Enemy is going to take skulls. Doesn't really matter. We're going to have a mountain of... see that Lightning Strike, baby? Thrall again, extra turn. And now let's convert that... let's cast this again. Let's give it some more armor. And now let's convert all of that armor into attack. Just like that, right? And then we can cast our Thrall again, and let's see if we can get some alignment on the board. If we want to as well, we can just match skulls, because they're Hunter's marked. They can't survive any hits from us, not even one, because we have a mountain of attack, as you guys can see. Just match the gems, and they're going to be dying. There's not much they can do to stop us. Let's see where we can get some more. Just need a little bit more skulls, and that sucker is going to die. All right, there we go. Goodbye. Yeah, it's super easy to execute this team. Of course, you're going to need some magic for your Thrall, and of course for the troops, but you can use every class in the game with this setup. Now, what's going to be the number 1 pick on the top 5 most underrated mythic troops? The number 1 pick is Flaming Oni. Now, this is no surprise. I love this troop. Flaming Oni is a Daemon Goblin from Zeijin, right? And this troop does so much. First off, it has a 22 mana cost of green, red, and brown. Flaming Oni has, like, it's doing like 4 or 5 things, right? And it does everything really well. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm always burping. All right, so for his spell, Flaming Oni has Goblin Horde. It summons 3 random goblins. Then it explodes 58 green gems. That's because of my magic, of course. And then it gains an extra turn because, of course, it's a goblin. Along with that, it has Song of Fire. It will summon a firestorm at the start of battle. It's immune to Fear Fire and Burning, right? So its spell and its traits won't affect it. And then it has Red Rage. It will convert 2 red gems to burning gems when my turn begins. And we all know what burning gems are. They're red gems that when you match them, explode them, or destroy them, they will burn the entire enemy team. Right? So that's why this troop is so powerful. It's doing so much. And in addition to that, it has one of the best spells in that it will gain an extra turn. Everybody would like to have an extra turn, but only majority of goblins have these as a guaranteed extra turn right here. Such a potent troop. We all know this because of Guild Wars, and I've shown this team off many times. The Scale Guard Protector is going to be up front, and with my Slayer hero class here, with the usual setup, of course, Shegra is going to be on the team for issuing out superb skull damage right here with that Lava Strike, and Flaming Oni is going to be in the second slot, followed by Leprechaun. Flaming Oni is going to be in the third slot, I should say, followed by Leprechaun, starting the team off with fast mana. So let me switch my medals over again, and let's come on, let's head into the mini boss fight here and see if this can work out for us. Let's see how quickly we can do this. All right, so we need to see if we can explode the board right here. And we need mana to our troops. So now let's get this, and now let's explode again to get mana to our Shegra. And there we go. Entire enemy team is burning, and it should be pretty easy for me to pick off the enemies right here. Just like that, baby. Just like that. Look how easy that was. That is why Flaming Oni is in that #1 slot. Now, a person might be wondering, can't Infernus do something like this? Now, let me point this out, because I don't think I've pointed this out before. Flaming Oni is the only troop that can burn the entire enemy team on turn 1. Infernus can do this as well, but you will have to get a 4+ gem match. So you have to get a good board at the start. Flaming Oni doesn't need that. All you need is those green gems, burning gems, to be near green gems. And you just explode your Leprechaun, and like that, boom, first turn, the entire enemy team is burning, right? And then you just cast your Shegra if you get it up, and then you kill them off. So what you can actually find happening is that when you cast your Leprechaun, and the gems fall on the board, you get a 4+ gem match, enraging your hero, and then you get a skull right along with that. And just like that, first turn, literally the first turn, you kill an enemy, right? I've done it many times on video as well as on live stream. You guys have seen it happen. It's a superb execution right here. So yeah, that is the picks, guys. Flaming Oni is the #1 most underrated Mythic troop. It does so much. It does about 5 things really well in its spell and traits. All right, guys. So if you actually found this video informative and you like these videos, blow up that like button. And of course, comment to let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with the picks? Do you disagree with the picks? Let me know. And if you know anyone that's looking for good PvP teams, Guild Wars teams, Explore 12 teams, and any level of Explore teams, send them on over. Tell them to come on and check out as well the Viability Ranking series. All right, guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace.